Hey, just want to do my case study on Maggie. Um, After I read the initial intake interview, the first question is at this point, what are some things I'd like to know some more about? I think that I'd like to know more about her work as far as, what exactly her job entails, how stressful is her job. She said she missed a couple of days, and so, like, is her job being threatened for job loss or anything like that? I'd also like to know more about the breakup, like exactly what entailed, uh, led to the breakup, and I know she shared a little of that, but maybe a little bit more in depth. Friends, it seems like that she doesn't have any friends. Um, she just moved to a new area, so I kind of just like to know, are there any coworkers that could be possible friendships? Does she have any friends back home where her parents and her fiance or her ex fiance live, that she still keeps in contact with? I'd also like to know how she met her fiance. She said they've been together for 4 years, and so I just like some what did she like about him and love about him when she first met him, and how did they meet? Just kind of get a little bit of history there. Um, and then it kind of puzzled me, like, why she wanted to move. I know she wanted to move for a job, and she went ahead and picked a place where he could transfer. But did they discuss this ahead of time? Was it something that she decided, I think this is best for our family? She talked about how she doesn't get along with his family, and then. So I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking, like, why did she want to move? Was it to escape something, or was it strictly for her job? She talks about that she's having difficulty sleeping. Is that sleep falling asleep? Does she fall asleep, wake up in the middle of the night, unable to fall back asleep? Um, you know, is she experiencing insomnia where she can't sleep at all? I'd like to know if she's has any feelings of harming herself, if she's had any thoughts along those lines. Has she ever attempted anything like that before? And then does she have any physical symptoms like headaches? Anything to go along with how she's feeling. So those are just a few things I think I'd like to know some more about. Um, After reading the next part, what behaviors would I like for Maggie to track? I think I'd like for her to track anything that she notices that's changed. So, like sleeping, for instance. Throughout the week, how has this changed from what she's came in and talked about today? Eating. She talked about not having an appetite. So I'd like for her to track, when does she notice she doesn't have an appetite? Maybe how she's feeling when she doesn't feel like eating, kind of trying to find out what's causing that. And, or did it change? Has she started eating again? Same thing with sleeping. Has she started sleeping better again? So just kind of noting anything like that. How often she's missing work, if she feels like she wants to not go to work that day. So just throughout the week, does she miss any work? Is she purposely isolating? And, just kind of what goes along with that as far as emotions. If she's aggressive, because I know she's talked about yelling on the phone with her, with Leonardo. So is she experiencing any aggression with anyone else at work? She said her dad's called and checked on her. She's talked about not getting along with her mother, but so how is that? How is her aggression? Is she just being assertive, or is she being aggressive? Um, Strengths. As I read through this, I see that Maggie's very independent. She seems like she can take care of herself initially, and I see her as having a lot of courage because she's seeking help. She comes in and she's crying and embarrassed for being there, but she's at the end she's happy that she came and spoke to me. So I feel like that she's a courageous person. She's also driven and goal oriented. She's willing to move to another state, another location for her work. So she seems to be knows what she wants and kind of going for that. She seems confident. Initially, I think that confidence has kind of gone away since she broke up with her fiance, just because she's feeling ugly and that she's never going to get married, and so that confidence has kind of gone away. But a strength of hers is that she initially had confidence. She's selfless and caring because during the time that they were together, she moved away, yet she was willing to go up there and visit him. And he is very unwilling to move for her, do anything for her. So she, for a whole year, drove up and visited him on the weekends. And so I see that as selfless and caring, even if her motives were different for moving away. So, as let's see, describe 2 or 3 approaches that I might ask Maggie to use to develop local social support. Inviting friends. Is there someone at work that she's spoken to or could strike up a friendship with? She could try, just saying, hey, let's go out for drinks, let's go out for appetizers, maybe let's go catch a movie, something like that. Or she talked about her religion being a factor for why she wouldn't want to harm herself. And so since she brought up religion, I wonder if she has attended church. I might encourage her to, if she used to attend church, maybe finding a local church, because then she could, strike up a friendship there. So those are 2 things that I would probably encourage her to do for friendships. And then a diagnosis after this initial interview. If I were using the DSM-5 diagnosis, I think she meets the criteria for 296.21, major depressive disorder, single episode, and mild. Some of the criteria for that: depressed mood most of the day, nearly every day. It says that it should be for 2 weeks, and I know she's in the last 6 months broken up with her fiance. So, significant weight loss when not dieting, and she's not purposely dieting, she just feels like that she can't eat, she's losing her appetite. Insomnia or hypersomnia nearly every day. She's expressed that she's having trouble sleeping. Fatigue or loss of energy. She's missed work, she's just laid around her house. Feeling of worthlessness. She's made the comment that she feels ugly, unlovable, and hopeless, that she's never going to get married. Diminished ability to think or concentrate. She's, as evidenced by her own statements, she said that she can't concentrate for more than 3 minutes without thinking about him. So that would be my diagnosis. Some V codes that I might put with that are V62.89, phase of life problems. Things have changed. She's moved to another area, relocated. V61.10, relationship distress with her intimate partner, and that's kind of the focus of the reason why she's coming, is because of this breakup. V62.29, other problems related to employment. It's kind of unclear if her job's at stake, like if she's going to lose her job for missing work, if is it overwhelming? Is it just because of this relationship that she's not going to work? V60.3, problem related to living alone. She has been living with someone for the past, 4 years. She's been with them and engaged to them, and they've been together, and now she's moved away and she's living alone. She doesn't have friends or family by her, and so that could be a factor in it also. Now, if I was using the DSM-4 on the multi-axis, the first Roman numeral, I would come with the same diagnosis, 296.21 for major depressive disorder, single episode, mild. At the second axis, V71.09, no diagnosis, but I see her as having schizoid personality features. So I wouldn't, diagnose as a disorder, but maybe just a few of the features. On axis 3, none. And axis 4, separation from family, from her fiance, living alone, threat of job loss. Again, the threat of job loss is kind of a question mark, just because I'm not for sure if that's an actual issue. And then I would give her a GAF of 60 on assessment. Everything is mild with her right now, and that's just on assessment, just the initial. Later, once I've seen her again, that could change. So that is my findings for my case study. Thank you.